Good morning, everybody. If you don't know me, I am Ariel. I am your director and or superstar director for your Scentsy team. Team name is Nomad Tribe, hashtag it's your move. And I'm so excited to be getting these weekly connection calls going. I feel like oftentimes as humans, we forget how much we need people, and, talking things out really helps, especially within our business. If we're seeing issues with our customers, with our numbers, with our growth, it is really important to admitting people. It is really important to make sure that you are tracking things, but also that you have this safe place to go to be able to brainstorm and vent and talk things out, because maybe we can see something that you're not seeing in your business. So this coaching is for you. So I'm very excited to have you guys here today. Does anybody need coaching right off the bat? If not, I've got some things I can talk about. Maybe it'll get your brain working, but I would love to hear if there's any struggles in your business, maybe some things that you need to work through. I'd love to hear about it. Cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to talk about our 3-party plan, because it's something that we've been talking about for months, but I don't know that everybody really has wrapped their brain around what it is. So I want to talk about our 3 open party plan. If your goal is to make $150 a month extra, awesome. Then this plan is literally going to be just for you. Or if you're not sure how to run your business and how to have parties and how to do all these things, this is a great place to start for the basics. So the 3 open party plan is exactly what it sounds like. Every month you have 3 open parties, and they're 3 very specific parties to help get your brain thinking about how you can collect PRV, get orders in, and talk to people. So the first one is your online shopping party. You can call this whatever you want. I usually have mine listed as something like April's open party. And what goes into this party is anytime I do a follow-up, I have my forwarding URL connected to that open party, so that when I'm following up and people maybe are asking for scent suggestions, or maybe they like to sample I sent them and they want to get that, I send them my open link and then they can shop there. And that's the one that I always constantly have open for people to dump their orders in. And it's for any time that if you personally need to shop, but you're not ready to close a party and you're okay paying shipping, you add to your own party to accrue those rewards to get those benefits. And especially it works if there's like an LTO that you're not ready to buy shipping on, but you want to make sure you snag that LTO, you can add it to your own party to stack rewards. Again, like I said, this is something I keep posted in my VIP group. It's like the monthly shopping link, and it's what I have labeled on everything, all of my stickers, all of my branding materials, wickedlywickless.us. That's my forwarding URL that takes people to my Scentsy website so that they have that one place to shop. And then I, on the back end, through my service provider, that's where I change out the open party link so that the forwarding URL stays the same. If this sounds like a foreign language, that's okay. Go to a search engine, go to YouTube and search for how do I get a forwarding URL or how do I work one? And there's going to be so many videos that people have made specifically for these instances. So there's party number 1 is online shopping. Party number 2 is a customer host. So somebody besides yourself with an open party link. So this can be, maybe they're having an online party, maybe they're having an in-person party, or maybe they're carrying a bag around for a week for their coworkers at any kids' sporting events, any other activities. They're carrying something around with them for people to smell and shop, or shoot, maybe they just have a link open up on your website and they're just texting it to people who they know love Scentsy, who also want to stock up. That is something that's a personal shopping link for somebody else, for like all of those catalog sales. I also have an open shopping links for customers individually who want who just want their own shopping link. I have it open for maybe 60 to 90 days, and they're going to add their own orders, much like I do myself, right? Like my online shopping link is similar to their online shopping link, except maybe they're the only ones shopping. Maybe they're just sending it out to a couple friends and family, but that counts because it is a customer and not yourself as the second party. Another option for that is a fundraiser. If you've never done a fundraiser, there's a couple of Scentsy groups that are on Facebook that are completely dedicated to different types of fundraisers, how you can run them and why. So definitely check those out. So we have online shopping and customer hosts for the first two parties. The third party is a product party. Now, this is a party where you focus specifically on a certain product. Every month, we have a really great opportunity for a brand new product for the month, which is our warmer of the month. So this month, it is the Desert Bloom Succulent Warmer. So if you sell 4 Desert Bloom Succulent Warmers and a bar of the scent of the month, that's the Ruby Nectarine, that makes a 200 PRV party, and that's your third party. How simple is that? So if you have 3 parties open throughout the month, you're going to get that at least 600 minimum PRV, which will get you that $150 paycheck, right, when commissions run. See income disclosure statement, by the way, just gonna blanket statement that. But that's a great way to have a basis of where to start, how to start, and who to talk to about what they love, right? You know, people who love succulents, maybe they talk about they have a black thumb. Maybe they have a green thumb, but they want a warmer to go with their plant collection. You should see my plant collection. It's great at this point. I'm keeping so many alive and I'm so proud of myself, but that's a 3-party plan. Something else we can tack onto that, if you really want to be a business builder and grow your business and your team, is have that goal for 150 commissions with those 3 open parties, but then add 1 new team member and 1 new club subscriber. That's going to grow your business in different ways, different avenues. So you'll not only have that consistent paycheck, but then you'll also have the residual income that comes in from the club subscriptions, and then, passive income. And then 1 new team member is going to help build your business and your team, right? And then you can teach them the 3 open party plan. So they get started off on the right foot. So they have a great foundation with which to build their business and they have a direction to go, right? Cool. So that's the 3 open party plan. And I have this as our banner in our Facebook and our Nomad Tribe business support group every month. I might change the background, I'll change the product based on what the warmer of the month is, but this is a great guide for you. All right. So does anybody else have questions about their business, something they need to work through, maybe something they're stuck on? Do you have any questions, Ellie?
No, I don't think I have any right now. Look, you'd be proud. I'm taking notes in the new planner.
Love it.
Which I'm actually making a video on now that I can share if it works for anyone else. Sorry, my dogs are like going at it here. But I'm getting organized and I'm taking everything and I'm just trying to make it work for me. So I'm excited.
Love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. All right, let me remove that pin. Okay, so something else I want to talk about too that we've kind of touched on, and this is again for those business builders. If you really want to grow your business in a sustainable way, this is an awesome chart. Can you see it? I don't know if it's mirrored or not. Can you read it? Okay, perfect. This is a great chart to look at for essentially what a standard average party will look like. So when you have a party, it's a sustainable growth by the numbers, right? So every month, if you get 1,000 PRV, including 2 customer parties, right? So if you're running to build, you're going to grow based off of this, but you're going to do more. So if you have 2 customer parties, you'll likely get 1 new club subscriber and 1 new recruit. And within a year, you'll have 12,000 PRV, 12 new club subscribers, and 12 new recruits. So if you are looking to do this, this is a great kind of a numbers chart to look at. So out of every party, let's see. Essentially, out of every party, if you have 10 people come to your party, about 6 are going to shop, right? And then 2 are probably going to be like looky-loos, right? They're just kind of there to hang out, support their friend, give numbers. 1 is likely going to start a club subscription, and another one is likely going to be interested in the opportunity. Again, these are averages. Sometimes they're bigger, and sometimes they're smaller, but that's about what you're going to have when you have a party. My printer just started like making noise. It startled me. Oh my goodness. So this is a good average to look at when you're having a party. And this is why when you focus on the numbers and getting like 10 solid people to be there at the party, that is a great place to start. Obviously more is better, but there's like a sweet spot. You don't want to invite too many people to a party because then it just feels like, you know, one of those, oh, I'm having a party, dump everybody I know into it. And then it doesn't feel personal. It doesn't feel special. And it doesn't feel like you are actually wanted and welcome, right? When you go to a party, you want to be able to connect with the host. You want to be able to talk with your friends. You want to be able to have that close connection. If there's 50 people at the party, how likely is it that you're going to have that quality time with people? So there's that sweet spot that you want to get, but the 10 is a good average to have for a party. And those numbers, if you're looking to grow your business, 12,000 PRV in a year is a lot. That's a great place to focus. And then adding those new club subscribers and adding those new recruits will help your business sustainably grow. So I will share these in our business support group so that everybody, I mean, this one's already there. You can go see that now, but I will make sure to share this other graph. So it kind of gives you a visual. I know I'm a visual and an auditory. I'm the kind of learner who needs to have all of the pieces. I need to be able to see it, hear it, and touch it. So I will make sure that all of this is available to you. And this is a super short one. This is our first week of connection. So if there's nobody else that needs coaching or has anything that they want to talk over with their business, that's totally fine. But we will be here almost every week. I have the schedule of events posted in our business support group so that you can see when we will be having them and when we won't be. There are just, I think, 2 weeks between now and the end of June that we'll be missing. One is because I am going to be gone, and the second is I'm also going to be gone, but it's for our Scentsy family reunion, and I'm so excited. So if you have any questions, just make sure to pop them over either in a chat or in our group. And thank you guys so much for your time. If you have any other ideas that maybe you had a light bulb moment, make sure you share that as well in the group. Cool. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
It's perfect to do that.
Okay, let me give a little brief intro so people know what we're talking about. This is part 2 of our first weekly connection recording. There was a little bit of an issue where I didn't hyperlink and Zoom was being crazy. So part 2 is here, and we are talking with Edie about the current incentive, the brick by brick incentive, and where we see not necessarily weaknesses in our business, but different areas that we can focus on.
It's taking a hot minute to pull it up on my tablet. You know how that is.
I do.
It's like, let me look, because I want to look at my circles.
Yes.
So these are the areas that I have 0 in. Warmers and wax, which I know we have wonderful warmers. I have to figure out how to nudge them that they need this warmer. And that's my focus this month is, and I love what Courtney did with, I'm looking into Zelle, and she said, yes, I can delete and kind of move things around to fit what I need, which I didn't know.
Oh, with the Visly.
With the Visly, yes, sorry, Visly.
Oh, you're good.
But it's, like you've said, put yourself in the picture. So I need to do that with the warmers that I have on hand that are, because I took the option and got those 6. And so it's doing those fun little pictures that tell them where I have a wax and a bar. You're a great inspiration to where I'm like, stop being camera shy. But I've got laundry and unplugged. My customers love unplugged.
Good.
So those are done. But it's the clean and the fan and the diffusers. And then I've started body. Somebody yesterday bought 2 body washes. And I have to tell you, since my mother-in-law is in rehab, a lot of those are fragrance flowers that came in the unplugged from nurses. So new customers, but I'm just amazed because I'm like, okay, these are areas that I need to show. Like, I love when you spray your room with the fabric freshener. But I need to show myself cleaning, and I missed an opportunity yesterday because I was cleaning my mother-in-law's house because her son is due in, and that's where he's staying to visit with her while she's recovering. And it's like, dang, why am I so focused on the project and not focusing on the project and it's getting those dots to connect in between going, I need to grab my phone. Instead, it would have been perfect time to show off. I polished all of her stainless steel with the all-purpose cleaner, did the hood of her oven, or the hood to the oven. And I did her counters. And then I was all around the house because she has kitty cat spraying the Scentsy Fresh. And I'm like, 3 little reels that I could have experimented with, but I again was focused. So it was like, I got to connect better.
Yeah, and that's okay. Sometimes, but you are using our products. And I think just for next time, remember to show how you are using them, because sometimes people don't realize that we have so many different lines. And I think that's part of why this incentive is so big, is that we can show them we are solving problems for them, right? They want to clean, but they don't want the harsh chemicals, the harsh bleach smells. Okay, perfect. Our bathroom cleaner to the rescue. Citric acid formula. We talk about the benefits and how we're solving a problem for them. And so I think with our marketing, especially, it's really important to find those solutions for people that they might not have known that they needed.
I think that's perfectly well stated, because again, I mean, I love the gentle training since he put into this incentive, because I first looked at it and I said, I've got it. And yeah, today is, I don't know what the date is.
The 7th.
7th. Yes. Okay. We're almost to payday. Yay.
Yeah.
But again, it just, I didn't look at it at the beginning where it's going to be an opportunity for me to see where my strengths are, see what I'm good at, but in turn, where I can pivot and change a focus and go, I need to regroup and rethink and see if I can do something differently.
Yes. And I think this is such a great opportunity to get our other lesser known products into people's hands, like giving out a sample of Scentsy soak. Who doesn't love a good bath, soaking in Epsom salt and smelling good, and helping those aching, sore muscles, whether you're pregnant or you work out or you work on your feet. Maybe you're a nurse and you just need to soak your feet even. Our Scentsy soak is a great option for that, or different ways to, like the laundry stuff. A lot of people don't know that Fresh is a laundry product, right? And so sell a crap ton of Fresh and you're going to have that laundry circle closed in no time.
And same with the, I mean, I love what Candy said the other night, is that because it was, I had seen it, but it was like, oh, good. So my gut feeling's great about it. And I have been getting more sales from posting to my story. I just got to remember as I move forward to include me more, but every air purifier I have sold has come from my story, which is an outside person.
Awesome.
So, if everybody would just, I know we get scared how to post that. And I love Canva and I just switch up the background. Everything's the same. It's like, I've got the pictures all there. Yeah, I can kind of tweak this and make it work. But it's one of those, because I was with Dean yesterday, we were coming back and I said, it's time to hit my story again, but I've got to take a new picture of me with the air purifier. We've got, and you're in a dusty area too. We had 45-mile, they live in Hurricane. They had 45-mile-an-hour winds, and I am all stuffed up today, plus cat hair. And one of the things we have is line. And I'm really curious when my in-laws come home Monday to see if I can just say, hey, you say that this bothers you. You have homes being constructed. You have a concrete plant down below you. Why don't we try this and see if this helps get some of this guck out of the air, especially when you're sleeping at night or in the evenings when it's windy. And then she can sell those to all the neighbors. I'm like, we could be doing this. But, she doesn't do, my mother-in-law loves Scentsy. She doesn't do Facebook. So I've learned over the course of almost a year, there's certain people that you just have to reach out to and say, hey, this is happening. I mean, I did a friend request to my nail tech's mother who loves the fragrance flowers. We became friends, and we were chatting because it was her birthday. And I said, hey, Kara said you really love these. Did you know they're 20% on sale? And she says, it's my birthday. Just send me the link and I'll get to it. And I'm like, fun. So again, I'm going to have Unplugged covered, but
perfect.
But if you're new, all I can say is you kind of have to be patient and learn what your customers need. I'm going to just shout out Ellie right now because she posted, I believe, I don't know if it was a Nomad post or a collective post, but she did a jot form with customer information. And I had started one and just kind of, you get stuck. So it was great inspiration for me to go, yeah, she's hitting all the categories. Why didn't I think of that? Because that way, when things get, especially then followed by Courtney's post yesterday about Zelly,
Bisley.
Zilly,
Bisley.
There we go. I'm getting my payment thing that I just learned all mixed up. All these Ellies are getting mixed up. But it gave me an opportunity, and I've now got 7 out of my group of 42 that have replied. Some people have seen the post, so that tells me go back and personally connect with them, saying that way, as we move forward with promoting more stuff, I can individually message those that like Disney, that want Star Wars, that maybe like the foot scrub. And I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know if I heard wrong on the end of the month, but I have a few customers that would really just like the shave cream all by itself. You know, they're not interested in.
I feel like that would be a May thing because Father's Day is in June.
Okay, so they may separate that out in May then, right? Or do you think they'll keep the bundle?
Oh, I bet they'll probably keep the bundle.
Okay. Because she was just really, because I bragged about the Christmas stuff being on sale. She was like, not into those fragrances, but she's like, "Ooh, I'd really like to try this one." I'm like, "Sorry, you have to get the whole thing." And she's like, "I just want to try that." And I'm like, "Oh," and all I did is message her and say, basically, at some point in time down the road, if these do not sell out, they usually separate out the bundle and clearance. So I'll just message you again.
Yeah, and they could have it separate, but usually it's in a bundle.
Okay.
So I mean, it could change.
You never know. They did that with other bundles at Christmas time, and that's what I told her. You know, it's how it sells.
Yeah.
Because she was, I mean, you got ladies and gentlemen, because I know we have both. Get your husband to try that stuff, because Dean's like, we have a live tonight, and he's like, "So what's my ploy?" And I said, "You have got to talk and promote that shave cream." And even being a guy, I think it's the whipped, is it the whipped scent, whipped lavender? I can't remember. I'll have to get better on that. But he just loves it. And he's like, "You know what? I'll even try the lavender," because he's out, you know. So happy early. I said, "You will get your scents around Father's Day, but not right now."
Hey, Edie.
Yeah.
One of the things that I sometimes do if I have like really good customers that want a bundle, I will buy a bundle and then plan the rest of the products for like my mystery bags, or if someone places a huge order, like I have a bunch of Cinderella pre-orders. So when I send them thank yous, it would make more sense, especially if they add to the order, to give them something worth more as a thank you. So it kind of works out in that way. So if it's someone that like you really want to help out, you could also do that and then sell the rest of the products in other ways in your own bundles and stuff.
Yeah, and that's a great idea, because one of the things that, like Ariel was saying with the samples, is that I usually do a weekly giveaway and an end of the month giveaway. And I love it when they do bundles, because then it allows me to have more for my value. And what a great idea. I should really think about my mystery bag for June right now and see what I can do.
That is a great idea. I really like that.
You know, because let me tell you, the clearance, the flash sale we had set me up for success for May. It's all sitting in a box in our guest room. I'm waiting
that's
for
exactly where I am right now.
like, we need to go to flash sale. I'm sure that Cincy was like, holy crap, the consultants grabbed a whole bunch of stuff.
I mean, our customers grabbed a lot of stuff too. We exceeded their expectations by like threefold. So it's it was a really incredible flash sale. But it makes me wonder, what are they clearing out the warehouses for? Does that not excite you? It gets me really stoked because I know more things are going to be taking the place that they just cleared out. So what is it? You know?
Well, and I don't know who posted, it got my curiosity up, because the fragrance flowers, at least with my experience of Cincy, have really never been on sale for 20% off. Are we getting a new fragrance flower design?
I haven't heard anything, but that would be rad. I would love that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're all on sale, and somebody, and I can't remember what face it was. It's a YouTube video, and the initial flower they show you is like a sunflower, but then they go into make, it's just how you make them. And I'm like, Cincy, what are you doing? Because you know they always give us
they do. So it could be a tease. It could just be to show what options might be available in the future, because solo wood is really pliable and they could do a lot of stuff, but you know, they do a lot of testing to make sure that it's going to withstand the actual use and the durability. So maybe they're like finessing a certain design. Maybe they're going through that process right now.
And, you know, I just found it was curious. I mean, when I first started, I listen, but I've also learned to listen and look at everything in the picture, because you never know what
That's such a good point. Sometimes I still forget that.
No, but I found it so interesting because I thought, oh, that looks really, and it had the look of the, I hope buttercup bell, but the petals were flat. So the center was the bubbly solo wood and the petals were flat. And I'm like, that would be so pretty for summer, into the fall with sunflowers. And I was like, I want to order one. And then it went into just the two others that we have. And I'm like, what are you doing to my brain?
That's sneaky. You should find that video and share it in our group.
I will. I'll go out and do that, because it intrigued me, because it was just like a snapshot. And I was like,
That's awesome.
So
awesome. And you know what, something I wanted to touch back on that you talked about a few minutes ago was how you were cleaning your mother-in-law's house, and how the solution of an air purifier might help with their allergies. It might help with all of the dust and the pollen and the other things they're experiencing. That is a solution that you have for people. And so I want to refocus on that for a second, because what other solutions do our products provide? What problems do they solve? And maybe this is a brainstorm post that we can have in the group, but what problems can we solve and how can we share about them? And then don't forget, we share about them consistently and repeatedly, right? Because people, they're not going to see your stories. They're not going to see all of your stories. They're not going to see all of your posts. They're not going to see everything you do. And then sometimes they'll see something and they'll think, oh, that's a great idea. But then they forget about it because life happens. And so circling back to the things and making sure that they understand is great. You're also going to get new followers. You're also going to get new people who are new customers. And so they might not have seen it the first 3 or 4 times that you posted it. So posting it that 5th or 6th time might help, you know, a light bulb moment for them.
So here's a light bulb moment, because I had my mani-pedi yesterday before I went out, and I ran a little experiment. So I go every month for my feet. So 4 weeks ago, I thought I'm just going to let my feet get trashed because I'm a shoeless girl. And so my nail tech had to really, really work on them. And so this time, 3 days before I went in, all I did is put body cream on them before I went to bed. And she said, what did you do? Your feet look like I don't even have to work today. And I'm like, bonus for you. You know, and one of the things I've learned is I always drop off business cards with her. And she, ever since I started, I give her a bag of soap. And she sees my post and she goes, hey girl, I'm out and I'm like, so we work out the free trade. I do it for advertising and she discounts my nails, but I'm taking her in the new soap because she says it's going to work with men and women. She goes, I really think this lavender one, and I always take in the business card with the QR code, and she just hands them out to anybody that likes it. And then just, so I haven't gotten any sales, but it's still one of those things, just as you said, you've told us to swap, trade up. And it works out for her because she does love Scentsy, and she's like, I just can't believe people aren't grabbing. I mean, let's be honest, it was the Christmas fragrances, and that's not for everyone, but this lavender one may be. So I love that puppy, Ellie, and congratulations on the boy.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm sorry about the pregnancy brain. I've never been pregnant, but I wish I could have that excuse.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'm not good to begin with. Like, I have to put everything in my phone with like an alert an hour before and then an alert at travel time. And so normally, like, I'm not good at things, but now I like forget that the alert went off 5 minutes later, and it's so bad.
That's so funny. Hey, Robin, thanks for joining us. Hey, do you have any questions, or do you need coaching on anything? Coaching through anything? Oopsies. I don't know what I did.
I'm 90, so I'm trying to focus. I wanted to try and jump in.
Okay, perfect. If you have anything that you want coaching on later, feel free to let us know when you're not driving. Or as I post the replays, feel free to drop comments or questions under the replays as well. And we can have the brainstorming session there too.
Okay, well, my one thing is I keep hearing about VIP group. So that's what I probably need, is to get a VIP group. I am working on a Facebook business page.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I will tell you, Facebook business pages, unless you're going to be doing a lot of paid advertisements, a Facebook business page is not necessarily necessary. So maybe put the business page on the back burner. A VIP group is great for your customers who are consistently buying as like their space. Not everybody has a VIP group. I have found great success with one, but that's where my customers get to hang out. And I do maybe special sample offerings, or I do giveaways, or I do just fun community things where they get to engage and get to know other people and just have fun. And they like to give their opinions, right? So I have like, which warmer would you choose for this room? And which fragrance flower would you choose? And just different things beyond just Scentsy as well, where they can connect and give their opinions. And so that's what I do for my my VIP group. And it's really where I get most of my sales, but it's a concentrated place so that I don't necessarily have to post on my wall all the time. But I will say this though, I know very successful consultants who don't have a VIP group, who focus on email marketing, texting their customers follow up, and then they just share like crazy on their wall with not only their Scentsy stuff, but their entire life. So it depends on what kind of vibe you're going for and what you think your customers will dig and where you want to connect with them. And if you don't want to necessarily friend them all, there's that space for you to have them collaborate and like, no, not collaborate, congregate, I think is the word I was looking for, to hang out. They can have like their own hangout space, and then you can like put all the stuff there. And then it can also serve as a space for like sneak peeks with Batman coming out on Monday. They get to see that first. Or if you have a Scentsy Club subscription, you do an unboxing there, or the Scent and Warmer of the Month. So there's different ways that you can finagle it. And I know Candy did share, or it was bumped to her VIP group training worksheet in the collective group. So if you want to go there to kind of get an idea on that, but that's just how I work mine. And I think Ellie and Edie are pretty similar with how they run their VIP groups. I also run my parties in my VIP group, so that's a difference too. What were you gonna say, Ellie?
The one thing I will say about having a business page is lately Facebook hates me to begin with. But so apparently they're cracking down on sales on personal pages. So I don't really use my business page as a primary means to advertise. But if I post on my business page and then share a business page post to my personal timeline, it doesn't count as me selling on my personal page. So Facebook won't flag me because I've gotten like, you know, a 24-hour, you can't post anymore because you broke the rules. And so I do use the business page to post in my group if I have a lot of things that are going to pop up, like, are you selling something? And then also to share just so I don't get locked down.
That's a really good point.
But I don't keep up with it like I do with stories and that, like, it's not something that I'm trying to gain people from. It's just to kind of stay within the rules. So Facebook leaves me alone maybe until they come up with a new community guideline that I somehow violate.
Yes. See, I haven't done a whole lot on Facebook. I had lost my dad and my stepson at the same time. And so all of my memories were about my dad and my stepson. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I just do this. So I actually have not too involved in Facebook until, I started back up with Sensi. So now I go there. And then, you know, all of training in that week that we did with Becky and them, you know, everything was VIP. And I'm like, okay, but nobody is talking about what you do or how you do it. So, okay, I will look into that. But most of my customers are my clients as a CNA. So that's where I'm getting a lot of my sales is from their families. You know, like I use a lotion on their mom and they're like, oh, that's really cool. I like that. She loves that. What else can I get? So, I mean, that's where a lot of my stuff came from up until that show I did, that event I did on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm still entering all of their emails and everything on top of, you know, working a full-time job. So it's like this morning I was not getting out of bed. I did not want to get up. So I will look into doing the VIP group then and see about getting those people into that. So,
Awesome.
okay.
Awesome. I love that. And that's just, you know, that's something that can be like a baby step for you. That's, you know, next on your list and you're slowly incorporating it versus trying to go all gung ho at once. Because oftentimes when I just know that I have overwhelm if I try and do something all at once, but there's so many moving pieces and parts that I like give up. So don't overwhelm yourself. Know that it's okay to adapt and evolve it. Because my VIP group for a while, there was crickets. And then I changed how I did things and I got people more engaged and involved. And then it just really took off and became the place where I wanted to be. And I felt like people wanted to be. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you don't want to be there, people are going to get that vibe, right? Whatever vibes you're putting out, you're going to pick up too. So make sure it's a place that you're having fun, you're enjoying it, and that it's a community that you can build for others. Cool. Does anybody else have any other questions? We've got about like 13 minutes left on the time frame. I really appreciate you guys sticking it out with those technical difficulties. This part 2 is going really well. Part 1 was good, you know, but part 2 is going really well.
One thing I will say too about the JOT form that Edie brought up, it was one of the 5 billion groups that I'm in. I follow like a bunch of different directors and superstar directors just to get different ideas to figure out like what works for me. Yeah. And so I saw a couple different JOT forms like that and I made it and I posted it and I actually got 2 lurkers.
Ooh.
I guess they just don't like to interact on Facebook. But so they filled it out and one of them has a party link now. She was like 10 out of 10 interested in earning free and half price stuff. Yeah. And then another one wants to grab a host kit. And it's 2 people that like never comment or like anything ever.
Oh, that's amazing. Will you share that? Did you share it in our group in the business?
I shared it somewhere. I
I don't remember either to tell you where you
It's
shared
in
it.
one of the groups.
So.
I'll find it and I'll share it to the other one if it's not in that one.
Okay, perfect. So I don't remember seeing it. I remember you sharing, you had the little, you were putting together the host kits or the sample packs.
Mm-hmm.
Was it in that same post?
I don't think so. Because I think that was 2 different days that I was like, this is so much easier.
Okay, I'll go back and look. And if it's in the Nomad business support group, then I will bump it. And otherwise I'll have you post it there. Because I think that's a great opportunity, a great lesson, because people are watching. They may not be interacting, they may not be talking, but they're watching what you do. And that's why it's important to be consistent and have those not necessarily repetitive, but as far as like the same thing, but sharing about the things consistently is so important because people are watching. I have so many people that don't interact or engage on my stories or in my VIP group, but they're some of my best customers. Because they just
so the thing that I do with the things that come in is, so I use Project Broadcast, and I just have tags in for everything. It says, you know, like, what haven't you tried? What's your favorite scent? So I just created tags. So when Bring Back My Bar comes out, like, I can go and see, oh, you know, they loved this scent that hasn't been around. Is this on list? I type it in, tags come up, and I could just send them a message like, hey, your scent is back. And so it's a lot of work up front as the stuff comes in. You know, I'm creating tags and I'm adding them to these contacts. But then I just go into Project Broadcast, type up a message like, your scents are back, tag every single scent, and then it goes out.
I think you just blew my mind a little bit.
Well,
I love that, because go ahead, Robin.
Go ahead, Robin. I'll go after you.
My thing is, I'm so not computer savvy. I mean, I tried to do your jot form for Cinderella. Yeah, that didn't work for me. I tried to do somebody else's for something else that was coming out. Yeah, that didn't work. So it's like I have to meet up with my daughter to have her help me go through it. And of course, she's in nursing school now. So it's like my time with her is really limited. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this without dragging her down and thinking that the only time her and I get together is when we're working.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't understand this stuff.
So I know that we're going to start local gatherings again in May. The first one is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a paint night. But my plan is to have monthly in-person gatherings. And I'm sorry for those of you who aren't local, that really stinks. I wish we could change that. But
dates, please. I'll be there.
I mean, yours is only what, a quick 7-hour drive?
6-hour drive.
Yeah, totally doable. Day trip.
Totally doable.
But what I was thinking is, I mean, so I know YouTube has so many great resources, and there are videos that literally step you through everything very simply. So I think that's a great resource if you don't want to have that feel like a burden with your time with your daughter. But also during those monthly gatherings, we could make a couple of them like a systems how-to, and focus on the basics of things in person. Because I'm a hands-on learner as well. I was just telling Ellie that I'm like, I have to see it, I have to hear it, and I have to do it. Like, I'm all three. I have to be able to really internalize and be able to do something. I need all three. So start with YouTube. And then whatever you don't understand, like, make notes, ask us, chat with your daughter. But hopefully we'll be having like in-person hangout workouts. You guys can work out with me if you want, but workshops to help.
Okay. That would be great.
Cool.
And the other resource is, I've gotten most of my learning curve and getting over those stories we tell ourselves about. I don't know if I want to do these at like Project Broadcast or whatever, is that is to go out to the collective. And Courtney has done some really awesome trainings in teasing you. She shows you, but she teases you, where you're like, oh, that looks like something I could manage. And as you said, one of the things, and Ellie said it, all these superstar directors that are in either like Ariel's group or the collective, and if you're following some, if you reach out to them, they're not no people. They're like, sure, let me explain this to you. And that's where I've gotten over the story hurdle, is just using my resources, saying, hey, that look, I watched your video, it's really good, but my hang up in my head's here, or whatever the question is. They get back with you, and it's not like you're left hanging, which I get left hanging with my other job, and it's just a nightmare. So,
and I want to encourage you too, like, it's okay to do things not awesome the first time, right? It's okay to start somewhere. So I did a training on branding for one of my friends last night, and let me show you my first label, the very first label that I created. It was in like Word, so it took me a freaking hour to probably arrange all of it how I wanted and get it, you know, just right. To what do I have to, like, using Canva today. This is so much better. It's so much more aesthetically appealing. It's less dark, less junky, and it's fun, and it's me. But this is the difference of like 6 years. So I started somewhere, and I worked, and when I had time, I practiced, and I messed around with it, because you can't break these things. And I think sometimes we get caught up on it. Well, it's not perfect, I can't do it. How many times have I told myself that lie? Way too many.
And I like that you showed that, Ariel, because I started out with, when I started, and this has been 11 months, I started out with your regular mailing address label.
Yeah.
And I've just come to the conclusion that the circle label looks better.
Yeah.
And don't go to your local office supply. I swear, Amazon's your best friend for price.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, well, I gotta go because I have to go deliver a Scentsy Go.
Yay!
So anyway, I will touch up, I guess, with you guys later.
Awesome.
But I got to make it, so there we go.
Yay, thank you, Rob. I'm really excited. You brought some great questions. I appreciate you.
All right, thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Ellie.
Yeah.
So one of the things that with your party pack, thank you for the nudge, my friend. As I said, they were scattered. All of my people, that have party links are across the country. So if they're local, it's a cute little bag. So what I did is, from another training, because you can get the boxes for free, I went with the Priority Mail small box. And my whole kit that I stuck in there is going to work in there. And then I'm using Pirate Ship to send them out, which, but I was really impressed, because you were like, I haven't figured out. I wanted to share that with you, that it's compact, it's nice. And I just took a piece of tissue paper and wrapped it, so when they open it, with a sticker I made on Canva that says, open me already, with the same type of notes. We had similar notes, but I just wanted to share that with you, because I can't remember which group Ariel's referenced me to for ideas or training. One of them said, if the budget's tight, go out to the US Postal Service. All their stuff their boxes are free.
Right.
Which does help. And they're more sturdy. I hate to say that, but yeah, the outside, and what fun. They are a priority with a party link. My husband looked at me and went, you're hitting them. You're making them feel really special. Here's the Priority Mail.
Yep. That's awesome. And you know, something else I wanted to touch on too, just left my brain, and so I'm going to think about it later. Oh, I was going to say something real good. I should have written it down. Oh, well, that's all right. But thank you guys so much for joining. Is there anything, we have like a minute and a half left. Is there anything else that you guys want to say as we wrap up?
I'm sharing my job form right now, because so Edie, you got it in my VIP group when I shared it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't actually share it to Nomad, so I'm doing that right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Ellie.
It's lengthy, but again, it's what you want.
Gosh, if you can have that
people have been
information-
filling it out. So
Yes, and if you put that information, you have that, all of those details up front. That's so important for your customer service to be able to serve your people. And that's something I think we forget sometimes, is that that's our job, is to serve our customers and help find solutions for them. And if we want to have this be sustainable, if we want them to keep choosing us, serving them is our best bet. And so that's a mindset shift too, that we need to focus on. Because sometimes I at the beginning of my business, I used to think, go to my website, but that's rude and not my job. Or that is not my job to tell them that. It's my job to help them, right? You know what I mean? I got that mixed up a little bit. But anyway, that's all. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is a great part 2. I'm glad that we hopped back on. I'm glad you guys let me know that there was a mistake.
One more thing, that YouTube video is 2 years old, Ariel, and it is posted to the tribe.
Which one?
It's the fragrance flower, how to make fragrance flowers. It's 2 years old. So tell me what you think.
Oh, when they had the different designs, it could have been a prototype too that they were trying that maybe didn't work.
So, but to me, when they put them on, I'm just curious. That's all. But I did post it. So
cool.
With the different style. I mean, maybe you know more. I'm still new to all the fun stuff they do. You're like, oh, that's a previous one. Because
no, we've only ever had those 2 designs. So
time for an update.
I agree. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. This was
you.
wonderful. And we'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.